Hi, my name is Ed Sparks, and today is day 20 of your water fast. Obviously, this is great information because you're talking to someone who is full of great information. Today is day 20 for you. Today is the morning of the 21st for me, so I did finish my 20th day. It was a rough day because what happens is that medically the small intestine comes before the large intestine. So what had happened is that eventually the process of getting sand out of your body and all the other stuff is finished. And day 20 is usually when it happens, because day 22 or 23 or 24 is when you really just flush your system out, right? So there is a journey taking place in your body, and eventually that journey is over. So what happens is that after your small intestine is empty, your body actually starts grabbing some of the fat from your organs. I'm not saying that doesn't happen the whole time, but what I believe is that there is no energy in that fat. So what's going on the inside can be eliminated by the body carrying it around. The whole point to water fasting is to lessen the amount of weight that you're dragging around for the purpose of sustaining yourself, because your body loves yourself, right? Your body loves you. It keeps you alive all the time, no matter what, no matter how drunk or high or whatever else you're doing in your life. It just depends on how much your body likes you. So in this case, your body's starting to really lean its organs, and organ fat is not like stored energy. So you will feel drained either on day 20 or a little bit later. Day 21 is probably not too much of a difference between this process, but in reality, after doing it so many times, my system's pretty much going differently. If you all are wondering about my right eye, which looks like left, is just that I wear right now, my sunglasses are broken on one side, and if I do wear my sunglasses too much while I'm in the water, and not clean them, it's what happens. So anyway, that is the story on water fasting. I was pretty drained yesterday, and I did switch cups. So if you don't know anything about water fasting, all you have to do is drink water. By now it's day 21. You're not taking any medication. You don't need anything, because in all honesty, every single piece of medication is really designed to assist your body to function while digestion is taking place. So if you take pills for your blood pressure, liver, anything else, it's all basically counteracting what's happening in the digestive process. Since there is no digestion, there is no drama going on in your body. And thirdly, we are completely flushed out and probably in the best physical and mental and endless energy cycle that you could be in. I did go snorkeling yesterday, but I did not snorkel. I just sat in the water for a while. But I didn't walk over the hill, so I walked about 3 miles yesterday. At 4 o'clock sun's tough. Like 1 o'clock sun's not bad, but 4 o'clock sun's in your face, because I live on Sunset Beaches. So when the 4 o'clock sun is going and you're walking up 50 yards above where you're at, and then 100 yards down, it's quite a mile and a half. It's not really, but what happens is I'm like, oh, Sparks, you're making an excuse. And then I was like, there's no excuse. for anything, then I just go do whatever I need to do. I did ask my wife for entumiado. It's not necessary. One of the other things I could do is, since I don't care or have control over what I eat anyway, um, what I would normally do is crock pot. I can't see how you go wrong with crock pot, right? You get your onions and carrots and potatoes in there, and you get you a roast, and then you wake up at 4 o'clock in the morning, put it on high, and eat that thing for breakfast. But in reality, I don't care. Worst thing that could happen is I eat fried chicken. For some reason, first 2 or 3 days, you will not like fried chicken anyway. But it's just something. I mean, gross. The last time I came off water fast was in Paraguay, and I promised myself I would not eat in Paraguay because I did not like the sausage. So I spent I spent a month in Chile, a month in Argentina, a month in Uruguay, and I come to Paraguay, and the meat doesn't taste good anymore because it just doesn't. So I'm like, screw this. I've been to Paraguay before. I'm just going to go ahead and not eat grocery store meat. I could not eat the grocery store meat. So, and then I walk 10K just about every day in 115 degrees. And across the street, which is one thing. See, walking to the beach, there are cars, and they do drive fast, and I do worry about that. But in the Paraguay, I had this across the main road, and there were thousands of cars. So that was a different story. So let's move on to Amsterdam. So arriving in Amsterdam, the story of SMAN Sparks. Arrive in Amsterdam to do my spider class. Amsterdam's like party central. Grabbed myself a hostel in the Flying Pig. And then I went to, first day, 10-week class or whatever. Come in. IT department's not like the military. You do not pass physical exams to get into Spider program. We have a wide variety of people and sizes and shapes, and rightly so, because so a lot of everything we do is fun, and it's not as regimented. And then it was definitely an experience where you understand that if we do need to grab something from a network somewhere, you would not be able to understand that the overripe apple woman that has walked into your building to do pest control has now walked out with 3 USBs, or that HVAC employee that has gone up onto the roof is actually installed a few things on your wireless that you did not know, or on your antenna. So there's a lot of things that can happen when you're dealing with the IT department, and having a group of people together and trying to function that way is interesting. So they do the normal thing: take all your measurements, see who you are, verify all your information, take your fingerprints, get your blood, register you. You do light PT, and get you function. They teach you actual life skill classes, which is a little bit different. They teach you. I'm sure we did it in the military. I'm sure we did it. Why would I pay attention? But they focus on like the technical, intelligent aspects of brushing your teeth, grooming yourself, all that stuff, and how processes over time turn into things, because you have to do everything backwards for IT people. So this is what happens if you brush your teeth like this in 5 years. So this is what happens if you fail to maintain this part of your body in 5 years. So a lot of interesting factual stuff, like if you don't trim this part of your fingernails or whatever is going on, and all the mathematical stuff involved in different ways to explain things. A lot of the inoculations were probably the same. You wake you up at 3:30 in the morning, and you just forget because you're doing 15 lines of 6 shots apiece, and you have no idea what's going on. Installing stuff into your body is what I always say. I've joined more than one elite special force in the IT department, so I have my ONI, and I have my spider chips. I have my Impanulu. Tiburon is an asterisk, but I have that too. But I've ripped out majority of those. My regular ghost chip, my regular Waymo chip, all that stuff ripped out of my body. Lion ripped out. The first one was right here. I have a small bump on the back of my neck, right there, and I ripped that one out, and that was leaking all the time. There should be one right here. I ripped that one out 100 times, but I still feel electricity going through my body. I have one in my wrist. That one I took out. I have no reason to have any access to anything in the United States. So, plus I was on probation a lot. So I got it ripped out, a couple of them taken out, and you do the repetition so much when you go to class, is that you would never remember anything else. As far as I know, I'm clean. Other than that, some of the fun stuff, because we're in Holland. I mean, this Mr. Bigelow, which I reproduced later on in the United States. So there's tons of windmills. You get tied to a windmill, you can go around in a circle for hours and hours until you can answer questions or whatever else is going on, whatever you need to pass on the test. You do a lot of fun. It doesn't. So the difference is that you don't do physical activities for the purpose of time. You just do physical activities because it's fun. So in Air Force, I assigned to a fat kid, so I had my own fat kid, and then we made it. We both passed all the physical stuff because I'm an avid runner, and then we have gunpowder goats versus fire ram, and that's you have to complete 24 hours within a pen that has channels underground. It has like concrete channels cut in the ground, and a few sandbags, and you're stuck in a square, and you have to stand there 24 hours. And gunpowder goats and fire ram are everywhere. There's nothing more fun than that. You get 72 hours, complete 24 hours. I've done it several times because I was eventually an instructor. I have my own class too. I am 06, so I'm 06 high spider. So there's a lot of different other things that you have to do. Let's talk about the rest of it. So basically, 600, 800, 1,000, 2,000, 3,000, 4,000 animals are coming at you with gunpowder attached to them. And they're not just regular animals. They're goats are really not smart. And then the fire ram comes through once in a while, and some fire rams don't die. And you get a big enough group together, you'll be running because you're in a group. So it just depends on what's going on. But everything's got gunpowder attached to everything, and things are blowing up. The only thing is the shrapnel is not actually metal. It's not coming at you the same. So the shrapnel's coming at you in flesh. And the only real way, in my opinion, after being completely exacerbated a few hundred times. In my opinion, the only way to really get damaged is to step in one, and that's when you really get scared because you can't move. You have both feet stuck in animals because they start piling up. Spider everywhere. People are everywhere screaming. Uh, that's really start piling animals up. You think you're safe, right? You think you're safe. That's nothing safe. You have to stay awake, stay aware. You try to pile up animals on top of you. You try to get away from it. You'll be climbing something. You'll be climbing something, think you're safe, and a fire ram would just be staring at you, or you got to go up, trying to bite your toes, right? And you know that goat's loaded, right? And you can see what's about to happen, and you're screaming, trying to get people's attention when the fire ram's coming through. Fires everywhere, like giant sparklers. Like I guess I would say like 1 hour flares. It don't even have to be an hour, like 15-minute flares. The fire ram flares have to be replaced. I go grab them. Fun. Best fun you could have. You know, some people like to sleep outside. I eventually I told them just stay the whole 24 hours. You just stand in the middle and start throwing things. Tie people to things. And done just about everything in that aspect. The spider is assigned to talent, so like spider, there's several jobs, so we understand that sometimes you're undercover. So they go through classes of what the process is because you never know what's going to happen. There's always a process. So you're going to come in. On the table is exactly what you need to do. You're a full-grown person. You don't have to understand or care. You take section 1, read the instructions. Take section 2, you put on what your clothes are, right? It's the same thing with doing experimental stuff where you're the test dummy or the test pilot. So you have, sorry, sometimes I speak Dutch, English. So then you got your table again, and then you have you got your instructions. You've got your first layer and your second layer. I mean, it could just be regular things that are projectiles. It could be safety goggles. Could be life vest. Could be something simple, bulletproof vest. It could be full mech suit. Could be wham boots. So, and then if you got wham boots on, then you have to read what the wham boots are about right now. Because if you don't read it, then you're going to be screwed. So, in class, they're going through the process of how you wake up and deal with it. So, and then instructions is the same way. So if we have instructions, we read instructions. If we know we're going to give this to somebody, we lay it out the same way. Part 1, part 2, part 3, same way. These are the instructions. This is how it is. Can we make it simpler? And then when it comes to flying drones and stuff, then they do that class too. So I designed my own drone flying equipment later on, where I used a motorcycle instead of video game console, because I just thought it worked better. Because I can still control everything, but I can drive it with my body. That's how I got really good. After that, what happened was in the first class, I started to notice that our paperwork. So you go through the paperwork, but right there it says Oni on it. So we're looking at Oni, and then the second one says Impandulu. The third one says Elf, and then the fourth one says Hydra. So I started collecting paperwork, like circling, and I'm like, look, next set them aside. So the rest of the class, It's a lot of fun throwing knives, stuff like that. Dealing with martial arts or anything else that you want to do. I think you kind of can specialize just a little bit in class, decide what you want to do. Uh, the only reason why I came back is that what had happened is after week 10, you can continue and do different things that you want to do, and I was still staying in the hostel at the time, so uh, I ended up taking out a whole block. So they said 25 people. When I got completely hammered, somebody tried to rob me downtown Amsterdam. So the police were like, it looked like a karate movie. They had never seen an American walk, but I'm sure it happens all the time. So I had to kind of sign myself out of Europe, and I returned at that time. Because otherwise, I mean, it didn't really ruin anything. It just I finished my spider class, and I came back to West Florida. Even, I could have gone to another country, I suppose. I had this giant trunk with me, like it was black. I had a bunch of stickers on it. Badass. Had a good time. Learned a lot, met a lot of people. I had other people in my original class. Ended up finishing the testing. So eventually you have to finish the testing and you do that later on. So eventually, when I got back, I was like, look, you see, I collected this, so I have all this, and this is the current treating material that went through, and I report to you. So I come to you's office, and I was like, all this is wrong because in reality, see this right here, this is a dragon right here, and so we don't need this, and we need we won't need this because in reality, the Hydra, nobody talks to the Hydra. Nobody messes with the Hydra. Hydra's not a person. Hydra's an entourage. And I said, in what I've experienced in my position here as an Oni, is that they don't arrive anyway. So they're not signing off on any of this paperwork. And if they're not going to do that because you believe that they have other things to do that are better than paying attention to our process and what smart people before us have laid in front of us, then you're going to have to remove this from paperwork, and you haven't done that yet. And the only way is, since this is happening, this needs to be over here. I was like, this is over here. It's right here. It's right here in the internet department. A lot of what we do is still is optics. That's like we still got orc, and we still got dwarf, and they have to be in control of what the spider is doing. I was like, even on teams, they only work with the mantis barely, just in case you have to slide a USB in something, because the mantis is invisible, and the mantis is usually doing stuff while the spider is inside. And you have talons always involved because you don't know what the spider is supposed to be doing, just in case, to protect the mantis. And Hydra's only job is to kill the spider. So, eventually they got into an argument, and it took a while. But if Elf wasn't moved, because I said Elf shouldn't be in the hoodie department. Elf should be in the dragon department, and they were like, I was like, because Elf has this fire and everything else, and so they separated it. So we put the real Elf over here because Elf's technically software also. So now the internet department can catch all the inconsistencies or get all the information about people's health. And we still have Elf, which is elevation of life, and something else. So, forget. I'm gonna put a link to it because you all know I'm telling the story, and I already read the story. This one, so we'll see if I can get the link up. Anyway, just drink water, and you got to get past this hump. And just like it was a 4-day hump before, it's a 4-day hump now. But you'll have endless energy soon. So stick with it. Have a good day.